In the heart of Africa, a storm is brewing. Not just a storm of bullets or bombs, but of voices, values, and visions. From Ouagadougou to Washington, the struggle is no longer just for land, but for the right to decide our own destiny. This is Top TV Africa, where the African story is told with courage, context, and clarity. Greetings, beloved viewers of Top TV Africa. Watching from Lagos, Bamako, Banjul, Nairobi, and all across the African continent and diaspora. We honor your time, your voice, and your hunger for truth. Welcome home. The following content is based on verified news reports, expert analysis, and independent African perspectives. Interpretations presented in this program are offered in the spirit of critical journalism and Pan-African awareness. Viewer discretion is advised. AFRICOM Commander General Michael Langley is standing by his controversial remarks accusing Burkina Faso's Captain Ibrahim Traoré of prioritizing power over the war on terror. But what lies beneath the surface of this diplomatic tension? Is it truly about terrorism, or about control over African wealth, leadership, and loyalty? During a U.S. Senate Armed Services Committee hearing, General Langley criticized Traoré for using nationalized gold reserves to protect his junta, instead of fighting terrorism. His remarks sparked global reactions, especially across West Africa. Observers accused Langley of undermining Burkina Faso's sovereignty.
Education is all designed to impoverish Africans on the African continent, to tell us to believe that we have nothing when they are looting everything that we have. Even down to immigration. The reason why Africans are leaving Africa is because of the insurgency, the war that has been instigated by all of the military bases of the Western countries on the African continent. And we're saying enough. No more. He's trying to build roads to make sure that he's able to get around and the people are able to move around freely. And you are trying to interject in that. America is not only taking on Burkina Faso now. America is now taking on the whole of Africa. That's the reality, because the youths now, they know. And he said they know what the West are doing, taking our resources. They are holding back our development. So it's not just in that, this is across the whole of Africa. So, General Langley, you are not working for or speaking for Africans. Africans can speak themselves. Eloquently, I might add. Let us be very clear. We are not interested in doing anything on the US coast or US country or in any other colonial country. Africans are demanding, they are insisting, and they are going to make sure that Africa is left alone to develop. They have interjected,
Was this military advice, or a political warning? Let's unpack this. Burkina Faso is one of Africa's top gold producers. Traoré's decision to nationalize gold was seen by many as a move to fund local governance and defense independently. But to AFRICOM, bypassing traditional aid pipelines, mostly managed or influenced by Western entities, may have been interpreted as disobedience. Langley later clarified that his criticism was military to military. But in geopolitics, nothing is ever just military. Every budget is a battleground. Since seizing power in 2022, Captain Traoré has taken bold steps, cutting military ties with France, reducing dependence on the West, and seeking new partnerships, particularly with Russia. These moves were cheered by many Pan-Africanists, but they've made him a target of international suspicion. The question is, why is independence treated as a threat? Since 2015, Burkina Faso has faced relentless jihadist violence. Billions have been spent. Western troops have come and gone. Yet extremist groups continue expanding. If the current strategy has failed, shouldn't alternatives be welcomed? Or is the war on terror too profitable to be solved? General Langley admits that Burkina Faso isn't getting enough external support. Yet he faults Traoré for using national wealth to fill that gap. Why the double standard? To explore the deeper question of Africa's natural resources and power, watch our report, Gold, Guns and Sovereignty. The real struggle in Burkina Faso. Let's be clear. Captain Traoré is not a perfect leader. But the core issue is not perfection. It's power. The power to decide. The power to allocate national wealth. The power to choose allies without foreign approval. Langley affirmed that Burkina Faso has the right to choose its partners. But actions speak louder than words. And right now that right is being questioned covertly and overtly. Africa is no longer a chessboard, it is becoming a player. With rising interest from Russia, China, the Gulf, and beyond, many African nations are diversifying partnerships. Multipolarity is not rebellion. It's reality. It's also the only chance for genuine sovereignty in a world shaped by centuries of manipulation. For a deep dive into how Africa is navigating a new global order, watch Beyond the West, Africa's New Strategic Choices. Who decides who Africa's enemies are? Who decides where military bases are built, which groups are funded, and whose lives matter? Until African nations control their own security narrative, the so-called war on terror will always serve someone else's interests. We are living in historic times. This is the era where Africa must speak up, or be spoken for. What do you think? Was Langley's criticism valid? Or a warning shot to any African leader who dares to break away from Western influence? For more on African self-reliance and military independence, watch AFRICOM or Africa First. The battle for the Sahel. This is more than a diplomatic dispute. It is a mirror, a reflection of how Africa is seen, and how Africa chooses to see itself. At Top TV Africa, we don't just report what's happening, we ask why. We analyze who benefits, who decides, and what's at stake. Africa is rising, not with permission, but with purpose. Stay bold, stay awake, stay African. This is Top TV Africa. Your truth, your voice, your future.